the keyboard to the boardroom. This is the Business of Esports. From the keyboard to the boardroom, this is Paul the Prophet Dawalibi. I'm here with CNBC Arabia and the Business of Esports live at the Next World Forum, and I've got an incredible guest with me, Lachlan Power, CEO of Power.org, right, and a famous Fortnite content creator himself. Lachlan, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Paul. It's great to be here at the Next World Forum. Glad to chat some esports and content creation.
Lachlan, let's start with the easy question. You're the CEO of an org, and you're focused on Fortnite and Rocket League mostly. Talk to me a little bit about the choices as an org owner you've made, the games you chose, and two, what makes you guys different? Because there's lots of orgs out there.
Yeah, no, great question. So it was very natural for me when I first started Power as a team to focus on the esports side of Fortnite. I have a very sound footing in Fortnite content creation, been doing it since Fortnite was incepted back in 2017, built up a very big fan base there. I just wanted to have a team of competitive players because I played competitive Fortnite, but I wasn't very good at it. So I wanted to get the best in Australia to represent a brand. And so it actually started out as a clothing line and then turned into the esports and what it is. But yeah, that was the easy solution for Fortnite. And then I just love Epic Games so much that I was like, what's the next competitive game? And so Rocket League was it. I also played a lot of Rocket League back in the day, so it was very natural for me. And I think it's just like one of those esports that is so easy to understand. Ball goes in goal, good. Ball goes in your goal, bad. Anybody can pick it up at face value for what it is. Yeah, it just felt very easy to diversify those. So currently right now we have one of the best OCE Rocket League teams, and we do focus a lot on OCE, specifically Australian esports. I know we don't have the greatest reputation when it comes to the world level, but that's kind of going to your question of what makes us different. It's really focusing on being Australia's esport team and taking at least what we have now and focusing a lot on the story and the content and taking those teams internationally.
You know, that's interesting. There's two things I took away from that. One, you guys are sort of backwards in that you're doing things the opposite way of every other esports team, right? Every other esports org started with esports, and then they all want to sell hoodies after the fact. It sounds like you started with the merch and the media, and it evolved into that, first thought. And the second thought, owning a geography. Like, I'm curious, how are you tackling that? Like, is there ambition to be global with Power, or is it more important to you to really own Australia and to own that region?
For me, I have a very big North American viewer base from Fortnite and everything that I've done on YouTube for the last 10 years. So I really want to have us compete on that global level against North America. Obviously the challenge is there's a lot competing against North America and Europe. We're an island, and we have incredible ping towards any other region. So for us to play against the world, we either have to spend a lot of money on flights, which is only getting more expensive, or play maybe sometimes in Southeast Asia with 60 to 80 ping. Those are the only two ways to play at a competitive level with the rest of the world. Yeah, I think it's just about trying to not so much work on the esports. I mean, obviously there's the, local regional esports of Australia. I'm not really too focused on that. Like, obviously we're going to build that, but it's more just getting to the world stage and actually doing well. Like that's what it is to me. That challenge there is the biggest challenge, and that's what we're going to try and fix.
How much of the org success, though, is predicated on your own fame? Because you are, this is the elephant in the room, you are famous, Lachlan. You have millions and millions of followers around the world. How much of the business success, because it's rare to see someone who starts as a gamer and content creator build a very successful business around themselves, right? How much of this success is predicated on your personal fame, and how much are you thinking about making the org sort of Lachlan proof? In other words, like, if Lachlan gets hit by a bus tomorrow, not that we want that, right? How much are you thinking about the org beyond your own fame?
I need it to succeed without me, and we've had content on our channels that have done well without me being there, and that I see positive signs in ways that we're working. but that's definitely the end goal, and there's a few challenges around that. But I think it'd be naive to say that I'm not included in that recipe for success. It definitely makes it easier to have big names behind us. We also have Loserfruit, another Fortnite icon in the game, and that's where we really draw that Fortnite angle. It's 4 things that we do at Power. It's obviously the content we make on our YouTube channels and Twitter and all that stuff. Then it's the esports, then it's the apparel. Our biggest one is probably our creative experiences we make within Fortnite with our team that build experiences within Fortnite, the game. And so that's where we use our content and our esports to help promote those experiences. So just recently we did a collaboration with Bungie for their Destiny launch in Fortnite. So we actually recreated Javelin 4 and were featured in game to help promote the Destiny skins coming to Fortnite. And we've done various ones with Coca-Cola for their new bite flavor, more that I cannot think of off the top of my head. More exciting ones coming as well.
But this is unique, right? Like I've heard, we've interviewed on the show CEOs of just about every major esports org on the planet. You hear always the media play, you hear the lifestyle brand, you hear selling the merchandise. It sounds like you guys have found a different business model, and I'm curious, how big of the revenue pie does this represent for Power, right? Like how much of your business do you think 2 years from now, 5 years from now will be this sort of unique, I don't even know what to call it. It's like,
it's game dev.
It's almost game dev, right?
It's like game dev, and honestly with Fortnite pushing to Unreal Engine Fortnite, which is their interpretation of being able to create experiences in Fortnite using Unreal Engine instead of placing little Legos across the map. So that looks very exciting and very promising. I can see it being a big part of our revenue share down the line. It definitely is at the moment, I'd say over 50%. That is just one piece of the pie, and we want to try and take the whole pie.
Well, one of the more interesting things, we had OTK on the show. We had tips from OTK on the show, and one of the things that was interesting from that interview was he was saying OTK has ambition to be actually in the game development business. Like they want to make games because they realize their influence can push players to their own games. Are you thinking about that for your own org and your own influence?
Yeah, because you even see that with 100 Thieves, Nadeshot, they announced their game as well. It definitely feels part of what can we as a community, as an organization, create to drive the most traffic towards, and that a game makes a lot of sense for a lot of cases. I think a game is a bit ambitious for us at the moment, but I could see something down the line. I think just where we are positioned within Fortnite, we have a very good reputation and quality and just driven experiences that people want to play. So we're going to stick to that for now, but who knows in the future.
Lachlan, give me sort of final thoughts on Power as an org and sort of the next 2 to 5 years for you. And I'd love if you could touch on, we're at Next World Forum here in Riyadh, how you're thinking about this part of the world in that 5-year plan.
We're definitely going to look into more esports outside of just Fortnite and Rocket League. I think there's a few up in the air of where we might go. Definitely an Australian team, like I said, as we're trying to own the region. But would definitely love to come out here and compete. Obviously, Gamers 8 was a massive success. A few OC teams, I believe, that played in that for the Rocket League. But yeah, just to see what's going on over here, it's incredible. It sounds like a lot of investment is coming out from the government, and honestly, I wish Australian government would do the same, if I could say. But yeah, I'm excited to have our team out here and compete for sure.
Lachlan, thank you so much. I love what you guys are doing. Wish you all the success. Thank you so much for being on the show.
No worries. Thank you, Paul.